Meow. Meow. Meow.
Where was the old man meow?
Hi, guys. Thank you for joining us on Crafted. And tonight we have special guest Dr. Anthony and super co-host. I'm not, there it is, Skipper. I was like trying to get the angle on you so it wasn't just straight down. I was pointing your fish tank. Even though your fish tank's pretty cool, Skipper.
I had more.
What do you got in that fish tank?
Oh, that's what I got from the SWAT and what Dr. Anthony sent me.
Oh, cool.
What did I send you?
Those gudgeons?
Oh, I didn't send you those, so.
Yeah, you did. You paid for them, so therefore you sent them.
Okay.
They came from Daniken Aquatics.
You did.
So I
Well,
got
that's awesome.
Set up for that.
Sorry.
Well,
Sorry.
Guys, I originally had planned tonight, I was going to make a DIY fish filter for my goldfish because goldfish are just huge pollution or, poopers. And I have to change the water every week to keep them healthy and happy. But I wanted to come up with a better type of filtration. So I was going to do a waterfall filter and I just didn't have the time. Yesterday, I was going to go shopping and buy the supplies I needed and stuff. And I went to the cardiologist. And this isn't a bad story, but it is a bad story. Ooh. I went to the cardiologist to get my echo that I get every 6 months. And then they check it to make sure it's all working, the metal thing.
You get your what?
And
you get a what?
Yeah. An echo?
Echo.
Yeah.
Sorry,
John, if you're listening.
Couldn't resist.
Well, they gave me too much contrast. And I was driving to Hickson to start off my day because I wanted to pick up a new insurance card. I have stuff that people ask me to buy them. I got to go by my shop. I had to take my mom to the hairdresser. So she was sitting next to me in my truck. And I'm driving down the highway. Then all of a sudden I got super sick. And I was like, quick. And my mom handed me a Walmart bag. And I just started barfing in the Walmart bag, driving 65 miles per hour, 4 lanes of traffic. It was horrific. Got across the dam. By the time I could have got somewhere to park, or got off the road, I was done. So then I just kept driving home. I got sick one more time on the way home. It's about an hour drive. I pulled over on the road then. And then I went home and I was sick all day long. It was so nasty. It's like I've always never had any problems with contrast ever. And they always warn you could get nauseous and get sick, and dizzy. I didn't get dizzy, but it ruined my day yesterday. So today I've got to do some clash work because I've got one last fish. Oh, Nico's sitting on it. I've got this last fish I've got to finish tonight because I want to get all this stuff packed tomorrow for the clash. I've got things I want to get done because I want to take care of my fish room the last day before I leave. So that way, I just need to get things like this out of the way. But I made one of these a year ago for the clash, and I put that in Dr. Anthony's auction, or I guess it was Skipper's auction for Dr. Anthony's kids.
Yeah.
For the, now are those kids called Peruvian children?
More than likely they're called Peruvian children, yes.
So the Peruvian children, so they can have a Christmas because they're poor kids and stuff. So I donated that, and Daniken's Aquatics, it's like a small world because he got my fish and you got Dungeons. That's cool. He got the original. So I've made a new one, and I noticed where I've messed up on this one. I messed up the tail. I should have had the bigger fin on top. Do you think?
No,
I hope I don't take points off that.
Who's going to notice that? I mean, I wouldn't. That's the last thing I'd worry about.
Oh, cool.
Now, and if the judge is in the audience now, maybe you brought that to their attention, but I would have never thought much of it at all.
Speaking of which, I don't know. Hey, everybody in the audience, I forgot to even look. Do we have people watching?
Yeah.
I think
Well,
2 people.
let me go ahead and say the hellos.
Okay.
I'll do it from the participants list because we've been going for a little bit now. We got Adam McReynolds, Amazon Research Center of Ornamental Fishes, Big Shrimping. We got Fish and Outdoors with Lando.
Lando.
We got the FRF Fish Room Fever in the house. Fish
And
Family.
he fixed me up tonight. He helped us get online tonight. So
Oh, that's awesome. Good. Fish Fam Link, Jeff Kane, Jenna P, Lady R, Larry D, Linda Worth, Nancy B in Tennessee, and Nathan Hove, Oink Master Supreme,
Oinky.
Forever. We got Paul
Forever.
Sotero, Stephen P, and TJ Autocross. Everyone else, if I missed you, I apologize. We're saying hello. And thanks to the lurkers for being here.
And special thanks to James. I don't know if you guys remember what happened 2 weeks ago, but
Yeah.
I was not able to get on because I had gotten on Danikins, and somehow I couldn't get back to the Fish Room Fever link, and I could only get there on my phone. And then my phone, I put it in this oven mitt because I couldn't get it to be quiet. So I put it in this oven mitt so you wouldn't hear an echo. And it got so hot, my phone shut down. Crazy. I'm just glad it didn't catch on fire because I would hate to lose my phone.
What about your oven mitt? You know, you could lose your oven mitt then too.
Well, it's supposed to be fire resistant, isn't it?
Not
from the
inside. Not inside. Outside.
Yeah,
maybe.
probably not inside. Inside, it's like soft. Oh, well. But, yeah, so gearing up for the Clash this week. And, well, okay, so not next week. Next week we'll be at the Clash, and we'll just probably have a round table. Whoever wants to come in can say hi and ask questions live and just be goofy there. But then in 2 weeks, I'm going to go back and do that waterfall filter. So something to look forward to. It's actually more of a DIY project that everybody can do at home, opposed to me just painting things. But it is pretty.
So,
And
wait, Jenna P wants to know, have you actually entered your crafts in the show yet? Because the deadline is tomorrow.
now, does that mean I can enter tomorrow, or does it have to be after the show tonight?
Tomorrow is your last day.
Okay.
Friday is the last day for art entries, fish show entries. Yeah, and so there was some confusion. I want to bring this up real quick. There was some confusion that was brought to my attention about that post. What they meant by no walk-ins was people bringing stuff in to put in the fish show or the art show
Without pre-registering your entries into it.
That's it. Yeah, you can't.
Well, that makes sense because they have to buy
Yeah.
awards and stuff. Have them made.
Yeah, that's what it meant by that. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, 'cause
Scotty. Oh, sorry. Go
the
ahead.
way, his name's Mike that gets it all figured up. Like he has a spreadsheet. He has everything down to the T, to the tank number it's going in, and it's crazy how he has it. And that's why he puts the stickers on them. We just set the tanks up.
Well, Scotty was going to help me yesterday, and he tried to contact me, but I slept all day long except to get up to throw up. It was not a fun day. And like even I was hoarse today. Like it hurt to talk. And then across my whole midsection, I was sore.
Mm.
It's not fun getting whatever. Is that considered being poisoned kind of, or
Well, technically, in a way, they are putting something in your body ain't supposed to be there.
man. it was not fun, guys. And literally, I've had that so many times. I can't believe I've never gotten sick. And I've had all sorts of types. I even had the type that's supposed to be like radioactive, and you have to drink it so many hours beforehand.
Yeah.
But yep. So, but Scotty wanted me to do it. He was going to help me walk me through it yesterday.
Well,
And
he just said in the chat he'll be done at work and home around 7 p.m. if you need help.
tomorrow,
Yeah. Which you'll still
okay,
have
it's
time.
kind of risky. I'll try to do it beforehand by myself.
All right.
But if I can't, then I'll do that.
Okay.
Cool beans. I don't think I'm going to enter fish this year. I've been planning to bring a lot of fish, and I was going to bring this big devil I'm looking at. But then I thought last time, like, I went up and I did a hydro dip with Whip up at his property because he doesn't have running water. So I brought like 4 or 5 gallon buckets of water, and it caused my back to spasm so bad. I was out for almost 2.5 weeks. And I've been thinking, I think I would rather spend $200 and drive this fish to Jess and Josh, his house in Indianapolis, or Indiana rather, than to take it and bring water and all the stuff to keep it alive and then maybe be hurt for the whole show.
Well, or if you only got to load it up once in your truck, what day are you getting there?
I'm getting there Wednesday.
Okay, I'm getting there Wednesday also. So if you still want to bring it, where you only have to, put it in your truck, I can unload it for you.
Well, the thing is I'm probably going to leave on Tuesday. So what I was going to do is I was going to do water changes halfway. So, because it's 12.5 hours, and like my niece lives in West Virginia. So I was thinking about visiting her because it's about halfway, and then driving the other 12.
Is she a mountain mama?
She's not a mama yet, but maybe someday, I'm sure.
So
she's only been married for about 1.5 years.
You don't know the song, do you?
Well, I'm not going to call my niece a mama until she becomes one. Okay. Until then, she's just going to be my baby niece. But they're talking about trying to move back to Chattanooga.
Oh, that'd be good.
So whatever, is there any Tennessee songs for girls? Nancy, help us out. Tennessee girl songs. So. There's Kentucky Woman.
That's
Wait,
right.
what's Oak Ridge Boys saying something?
They sing a lot of things, so they probably do sing something.
Don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know what it'd be though. Yeah, I can't think of it.
Yeah. Way down yonder under Chattanooga, it gets hotter than a hoochie coochie.
Oh, you're calling her a hoochie coochie, huh?
And it's not Chattanooga. It's now I can't even think of the name of the river.
Oh, it'll come.
I should have said the Chickamauga because that almost sounds better than who cares, guys?
Sorry, didn't mean to get you on that point. So.
Oh man,
yeah, it's all good.
Think of the name of the. Oh, it's gonna bug me now. Thank you, Ed.
I know. Hopefully, Alan's not watching. What's his name? Not Tim Allen.
It's right there. It's Chattahoochee.
Chattahoochee. Thank you. Good job, Adam.
There's a bunch of
Alan Jackson. But it's very close to Chattanooga. They should have our river is called Chickamauga. What they should have done is traded Chickamauga for Chattahoochee or Chattanooga, whatever it is.
Yeah.
However you say that one. Wouldn't it make more sense?
Well, if it's close, you would think.
Oh well, I digress. I'm really I am going to bring fish, though. I'm still bringing fish for the scape off, and
Guppies,
then
right? You're bringing guppies, correct?
I'm not telling what I'm bringing for, but I am going to bring some guppies, and then
My
Skipper,
guppies.
did you want me to bring
You're gonna bring my guppies to the clash?
I might. What did Skipper? Did you want swordtails?
Yeah, couple. Yeah, female or two. My
Okay.
females are too small.
No problem. And then what else? I think Patty wanted a couple of guppies. I think for her mosh pit though. So maybe I'll just give her something fun. I don't
Well,
know.
freaking Rico's going to have a crap ton of them down there.
Yeah.
His whole pawns.
Yeah. Rico will be having a bunch of stuff. And Rico's not feeling good tonight. That's why he's not here. I don't know if he'll be on tomorrow or not. But we just hope that he has a speedy recovery and he's back in time for the clash. And if anybody's going to the clash and they want to give him some food to test out on his live show, put it in a brown paper bag or a box and tape it or staple it shut, and then he'll eat it on his TV show no matter what you bring him. So I'm bringing him 2 boxes of, I don't want to say garbage or crap, but food for him to eat.
Put it in a brown bag and write dog poop on it.
Yep. So,
I'm actually bringing something too.
oh yeah?
Yeah, it's already here.
Bringing him some scrapple.
It's called no. It's oh, it reminds me. I got to pick up lemon bologna too. But did you ever hear of the game called Bean Boozled?
Bean boozled?
Oh, you're playing. Listen, it's
Okay.
it's jelly belly beans, okay?
Oh.
And each
Now, okay, you know how I puked a lot yesterday? I am a puker. I'm a very easily pukable person.
They don't make the skunk flavor one now.
I don't think I'd mind skunk. It's the boogers I don't want.
No, I'm gonna tell you right now that skunk was the worst. I'm telling you.
I don't like onion.
Because that smell didn't go away for a very long time in your house. When you bit into that thing, it like everywhere.
I have such a bad nose. One time I was driving down the highway with my buddy Jason, and I said, "You smell that?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "Is that steak?" And he said, "No, it was a skunk." So I got hungry when I smelled it.
Oh man.
So yeah, not a very good nose.
Oh, you're playing too, Steven.
Well, and I am going to bring Munchkin. It's a super easy, fun game. I'm going to bring a couple of games and see if anybody wants to play it. So, but maybe nobody will play. Who knows? But, oh well, I digress.
I'm not much of a board game. You got a $5 super chat from Betta and Guppy Gal. Thanks, Ed, for always thinking of me. Hello, everybody. I can't chat. Hello, Patty.
Hi, Patty.
And thank
Yep,
you for the
I know. I want to get her some pretty guppies that'll clash. She's going to put them like with a whole bunch of randoms.
Mhm.
Like I think I'll get her fish that don't have giant tails so they can compete. Because, you know, if I give her one with a giant tail, it may not hit as many girls as the guys that have little tails in their tank.
That's true.
So I'll give her somebody that's like got maybe Dumbo ears with smaller tails. So that way they got some big front fins, but little back fins. They're like the TJ autocrosses of guppies. Fast, but cool looking. At least that's how I look at it. So yeah, TJ, you're a Dumbo guppy if you were a fish. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it a lot. But I need to start filling in these dots with yellow. But Dr. Anthony, so are you teaching anything about fish right now?
Kind of. I'm teaching an aquatic conservation course, so we talk about everything, all aspect of water conservation. Not in terms of utilization of water, but conservation of the organisms in the water.
Interesting.
Do you ever get stupid kids that think like frogs are fish?
You know,
You gotta remember, you don't like kids, dog.
You can't call them stupid. I mean, I would never call them stupid.
At least not to their face.
Yeah, especially with my wife listening. They're called uninformed.
Well, have you ever had like a tadpole? Do you have to explain like the tadpole cycle, or do kids understand that by the time you get them?
Yeah. Most of them will know that. You know, let's hope they have at least that kind of knowledge when they get into college. You know,
You would hope.
I don't know anymore.
Sometimes I do have problems, you know, with students thinking whales are fish. Because after all, they swim in the water.
What do they think manatees are?
They probably don't even know what manatees are. Those are mermaids.
You know, I was checking out the manatees that are in Peru. They're freshwater only.
Yeah. I mean, they're
so
1,000
like
miles away, 2,000 miles away.
Yeah, they're like actually a different. Now it's okay. How's it go? Does it go like you have a canines and then you have a wolf and then you have a Great Dane? So is it like a family? They're in the same family, but they're a little different.
Yeah.
Or what's the very? Okay.
They're in the same family.
So are they just as big?
I've never seen a manatee from Florida.
Oh, they're big.
Oh.
Yeah, so these get probably adults maybe 5-6 feet. So they're probably not as big as the American manatee.
Yeah, I would say that the ones up this way are a little bit bigger. They're crazy. They're huge.
They
yes,
just
that's what
seem so happy.
I got a comment for what Steven said. You know, I always ask my students because they raise their hand. Oh, I have a stupid question. I said, there are no stupid questions. Only stupid people asking questions.
No.
Yep.
The only stupid question is the one that you do not ask.
Don't get that.
Oh yeah.
You're so philosophically correct, aren't you?
No, well, I don't care, but that's what I tell people at work because.
Oh yeah, especially at work. Yeah.
If you're training somebody, so still teaching.
Yeah. Yep. That's in your line of work that's important. Yes.
Oh boy, do
when I used to coach, I used to say that because I wanted the kids to ask.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was all about positioning and rules.
Yeah.
So if they don't know their position or their job or the rule, then bad things happen. But there's only so many sets of questions they could ask. But like when it comes to fish, they could ask all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Speaking of questions, you got a 12-month member, from Oink Master Supreme Forever. She says, for all, favorite easy, happy red plants.
I got a great answer.
Did she say red?
Red.
Yep.
Ooh.
Mine is plastic.
Oh man. I have not been super successful with really good reds. My Kabomba, I think it's called Carolina Kabomba or something like that, or Kabomba Carolina. I don't know, but it has like a red undertone to it that's real pretty that I really love, and that grows like crazy in my fish tanks. I've got a brand new type of plant, and I'm not for sure what it is. It's not a Nubius, but it looks very much like it. But it's actually a purple.
Bulbitis.
I don't have a clue what it was called. My
Cryptocorn.
aquatic guy, Aquatic Aesthetics, Rob, he sold it to me. He said, "Look at this new stuff," and I said, "I'll buy it." You know, and that's pretty much how it goes. And then I see if it lives, and it's been doing good.
So you need to start writing those down on that tank that you put it in, so that way, if it's surviving, you keep getting that plant.
Well, if it survives, I take a picture of it, and then I take it back to him and say, "Okay, I need more of this." And I did that, and he sold it all out at the last fish swap. And I watched the woman buy the last one because I was like, "Oh my gosh," because they were really big. They'd gotten, and yeah, he said that was the last one. It's like, dang it.
I was going to say what Paul Sotero said. The red,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. I can't say it tonight. Ludwigia. Okay. It depends on where you get it. If it is not well taken care of before it's sold, because I've had it before and it just melted right away. I got some a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and it's still looking pretty good. I have it floating right now. I'm going to use them plant weights to weigh it down so it grows straight up. So I want to say it all depends also on where you get it too.
Do red plants, when they're immersed versus immersed, do they change colors? Like, do the red plants stay red? I mean, do they go red when they're in the water, or will they turn more green when they're out of the water? Because I mean, their leaves change so much out of the water.
No, they'll stay red for the most part.
Yeah, I don't know too much about that. I just get it, just like what Ed said. If it grows, I can keep getting that plant.
I know I've wasted way too much money on pink flamingo.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
We know somebody that can grow that. Kirk.
I bet you. Oh yeah, Kirk's great, but his tanks are so beautiful. That's Fishimon.
He don't use CO2. He just does his daily water changes, and he uses fertilizer, but he don't use CO2.
He has really good shorts where you get to see how beautiful his tanks are.
Bermudas?
Check Fishimon out if you haven't.
Bermuda shorts?
Ugh. No, probably Tenga. What's that? What's that island he's from? Tengawong, not Tenga. He's from one of the islands down there.
I can't remember. It's there.
Oh man, where's Jason? Patty knows.
Trinidad.
There you go.
Trinidad. There it is.
How'd you get Wango Bongo from Trinidad? You're thinking of Trinidad and Tobago.
If you know Fishimon, he messes you up. I'll just leave it like that. Once you meet him in real life, everything goes out the window.
He's an awesome dude. I love him. He's a good guy.
He is a great guy. Just don't ask him to do a speech. So that's all
That's past tense. Uh, what did you see? What Meckham was saying about certain plants in Peru?
No, certain plants in Peru,
Yeah, he said there ought to be several more
species of
small. I cannot say that word. Getting all technical in here.
those are killifish. Those are killifish.
We were talking about plants. Why do you say small red fish?
Because we were talking about a pistogramma before with him in the comments. So you just have to start keeping up with the comments.
Well, I was, but yeah, all right, whatever. That caught my eye. I thought it was a plant.
No, those are killies.
Now, are there any fish in Peru that are on like a blacklist that you're not allowed to take out because they're endangered?
No. Right now, the fish, well, all the fish that are listed can be taken out through CITES. You have to have CITES permits. But really, the only fishes that are illegal to export are like Tigrinus catfish, the big sultan catfish. Mostly they're food fishes.
Now, why is that?
Well,
They don't want to people sell them to the countries next to them?
They don't. No,
Feeding them?
they don't want them to be sold in the pet trade because they need them to eat.
Once you start selling them in the pet trade, you start taking a lot out of the habitat, right?
Yeah.
You have too many people going after the same fish, so therefore they won't have a lot to eat of it.
Yeah, you're taking the babies when you export. Atkins, zebra plecos are from Brazil. So we don't have them in Peru.
It's not the zebra plecas, it's the zebra. Oh, man. Ain't there a zebra corridorus?
That's from Brazil as well. That's the zebra corridora CW111.
Yep. That one's illegal to take.
Yep. Well, that's primarily because it's from the Zinzu River.
What's the deal with the Zinzu River?
Zingzu, you can't. There's no exportations out of the Zingzu. That's where the zebra pleco comes from. That's where a lot of the plecos come from. That the ones we want, which doesn't make sense because that river pretty much has been destroyed because of the dams there.
Is there any mollies in the Amazon?
What about the Amazon molly?
Yeah, but it's in North America.
There are some mollies in Colombia. I've imported mollies from Colombia, a native molly from Colombia.
What do they look like?
They're almost a bigger version of the guppy, kind of looking like Liberty mollies, if you know what Liberty mollies are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really what they look like. There's nothing really spectacular about them at all.
Kind of like the Amazon mollies.
Well, there's more color than the Amazon molly, that's for sure. But it doesn't have the red tail like the molly I just mentioned. Now it went out of my head.
Liberty?
Liberty, yeah. Sorry.
It's okay. Well, yeah, Florida really does make that green sailfin molly is just beautiful.
Yeah. So did you read the question that oh, now I lost it. Went up too quick.
Just answered it.
The favorite Geo? No, the favorite Geophagus. What's your favorite Geophagus? Because he wants to get some at the Clash.
I missed
are they going to have a lot of different geos there?
Well, maybe they will.
Who asked that?
Let's see. Now it's went up. Oink Master at 636. Says Skipper Ed, speaking of plans and doing well, possibly getting wrecked, do you have an all-time favorite Geophagus? I'm hopeful to purchase at least one type at the Clash.
I don't have them. Actually, I'll tell you who to talk to. There's two people to talk to about them at the Clash. Would be Depths Unknown and also Color Guppies Vinay. They both have Geophagus. I like something I never got into.
Curapari, because I like the local, the ones from Peru, Geopari, or even Cupido Biotoma. They call it, what do they call it? I don't know. That's just the name. It's a smaller Geophagus.
Yeah, because some of them, man, they get really big.
Yeah, mine got to about 6 inches. I had the Millerai, and they were beautiful. They have red stripes, and they're real pretty. They're very nice fish. I had 4 of them. They always stayed kind of close together, and that was kind of neat. But they were dumb. They virtually committed suicide. Oh, I don't even know if I've been painting where you could see it. They see, look, the red dots are turning yellow. But I had a breeding pair of threadfin Acara, and they had taken one side of the 200-gallon tank, and everybody else was on the other side. But the Geophagus just aren't very smart. They kept going, and they wanted to swim with those two also, and then they'd get bit up, and they'd swim to the other side and stay, and then they would rush over there to be nice with the other ones, and they'd get attacked. And it was like, kind of like a dog that you hit with a stick and just keeps coming back. That's what these fish were doing. All the other fish in the tank were smart. These guys just didn't get it. But they're really nice fish. They never attacked anybody. They just took it.
Yeah, I like redhead tapajos as well, though. They're a nice smaller Geophagan.
So what's the small, like, how big do the smaller types get?
Redhead tapajos only probably get 4 or 5 inches at the most.
Oh,
they're not like some of these big old Geophagans that you see can get up to 8, 9, 10, 11 inches long.
Yeah.
Well,
all right. Hold on a minute. I gotta say something.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Lando, I'm gonna hide this message for a reason. You cannot be doing that in other people's chats. Okay. It's not respectful. So please stop. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was Dan from Get Gills. He has a favorite Geo, and it's from Argentina, and it's a cold water one. And I think it stayed small also. So not only you didn't have to use a heater on it, but it stayed small. And that was pretty cool. He was selling them for a while there. I don't know if he does anymore. Now he has so much stuff. He'll be at the Clash. We'll have to ask him at the Clash.
What was
Mikey? Wait, you'll be there. I'll ask her with him.
Oh, you don't remember the name of it?
I don't.
No.
Normally, my Wednesdays used to be the day I worked in the fish room, and I would just listen to everybody do their shows on Wednesday, and I would just work on tanks and water changes and stuff. And so I didn't really listen to everything, but I would hear some of it. And then after my dad had the stroke, or the strokes, that Wednesday became Dad Day, where we play games and stuff and try to keep him thinking all the time. So right now he's upstairs watching football. That's cool. I was able to figure that out.
What channel is that game on? I couldn't find it when I was looking.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay.
What?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Thursday night football's on Amazon Prime now.
Yep.
Oh,
I
what is
forgot.
the NFL doing? Oh my
They're
god!
going for the big
Selling
money.
out.
They're whoever's
Well, but-
getting the most money.
Actually, if you think about it, a lot of people are doing nothing but streaming anyway, so they're trying to
Yep.
reach out to everybody. That makes sense.
Well, if you don't have Amazon, don't worry because on week 11 it'll be on ABC. Don't know why they picked week 11, but that's Amazon Prime. Maybe that's Black Friday or something. Or
No,
oh, you know what? I bet you that maybe that's Thanksgiving. I bet you that's a Thanksgiving game.
you think it'll be on Amazon Prime or it'll be on ABC?
It'll be on ABC because they were saying week 11's on ABC.
Oh, they would have to do it. What's
Well,
the
but there's
SAS?
yeah.
You gotta ask.
SAS is a Sacramento Aquarium Society.
Okay.
It's Sacramento's 6 hours from here, so if I go, I just drive up.
Is it a huge auction?
It's their big auction of the year. Yeah, it'll go maybe 6-7 hours sometimes.
Now,
Oh wow!
will you pick up? Like, do you go with your friends? Like, can you call John and Steph and
Friends,
you guys all drive up together?
friends. What are friends?
Oh, quit it.
Oh, don't you
I've
think
never. No,
John, Surf
I've
City?
never gone up with anybody. But this year, I was thinking about asking people if they wanted to go up. But
That'd be awesome.
I do plan to. Yeah. Yep.
If I could, I would go with you.
You know what? I want to get. I'm going to tell you what. Next year. Oh man, I may not be able to. When was that? I got to ask Alishon. There's a big auction in Bucks County. I forget what month it is. I think it's June. I don't know. I would like to go to it just to experience one of those, crazy auctions like that last all freaking day. Because that means you're getting so many different kind of fish.
Yeah.
I mean, you may get multiples of some stuff, but I'm sure, I would imagine that you would have different types. You know what I mean?
The thing I don't like about auctions, they're a lot of fun, but I get bored in between when there's nothing I want. And sometimes I'm not paying attention enough because I start talking to the person next to me and I miss what I want.
Yeah. You have to pay attention for sure. If it's
That
a
almost
big
happened
auction, you have to pay attention.
That almost happened to him with that tank last year.
Yep.
700 items, she said. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Wow.
Alana keeps telling me I need to go to theirs because they have some monster auction.
And this is only for life stuff, plants and fish. If you have tanks, it's outside like in a silent auction. They don't bring dry goods up per se in the auction.
Okay.
So, potentially there's even more auction items. But it's a silent auction for the other stuff.
There's another auction. The Norwalk Aquarium Society auction is October 1st. Is that New York? I think it's New York. Oinky can correct me if I'm wrong. And then also that weekend you got Fishtoberfest.
Yep.
Holy cow! October's going to be busy.
Dang it, I touched some wet spots.
Oh, that's a great place to order fish from.
Yeah.
Not a good place to mess up your tail.
To mess up your tail and say wet spot in the same paragraph may not be the best thing to do there, Ed,
Probably not.
with the mind like Skipper.
Oh, Connecticut. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. I don't know. I may not be in this country next year at that time.
You may not be in the country at that time.
In June.
June, really?
Somebody just.
It's coming along. I'm gonna have to fix up the tail with some black. Hopefully, I can find this dull black and do it again.
Bunny Viper, are you pocket modding at the moment?
Is Bunny Viper there?
Yeah, she just. It says it was her. But anyways, it was a question. Yeah, it was an accident. All right, I'll unhide it. Oh, I can't undo that. Damn it. Anyways, I'll read it. Well, you could see it there. You already answered it, didn't you? You stinker. Yeah, you already answered it in chat. So I will not be reading it.
Now, Dr. Anthony.
Yes, Chattanooga.
Are you going to be having another auction soon?
Yeah, something that young boy and I, we need to get down and really look at when the auction should be. You know, we don't want to do it so late in the year like we did last year where, you know, some people didn't get their auction items until after, you know, into the spring. So.
Oh, because of the weather.
Yeah, because of the weather.
I set mine right away.
When did we do it in November? Or we end up doing it in December.
We ended up doing it in November. Yeah. So we haven't really finalized everything. I've contacted people and I've gotten some things donated already. So, you know, there are some people who, you know, some stores and online stores and some people with physical stores too. So I've been trying to do my due diligence.
Probably this weekend we'll talk.
Okay.
I don't think I have anything going on.
Have you reached out to Walmart?
No, I haven't reached out to Walmart yet.
What are you gonna do? Get some flake food off of them? Man, you should see. Walmart is changing. They really downsized a lot of the fish and reptile stuff that they're selling now. It is like barely anything.
Yeah, the stores around here, the Walmarts around here, there's only dry goods and there's limited dry goods.
Mm-hmm. You remember the old days whenever they were selling them?
Yep.
Well, honestly, I'm glad they're not selling fish anymore.
That's a good question, Oinky.
Yeah, I think because when it was first, you know, discovered, they thought it was a rasbora. And then once they actually looked at it, you know, they realized it wasn't a rasbora, it's a Daniel or vice versa. That's the problem with common names and trade names. They can change from location to location. You know, depends on what country you're in. A fish is called one thing or another. So there is a lot of confusion with common names. So that's why the best thing to use is scientific names, because there's only, you know, pretty much one type of fish with that scientific name, unless it gets split apart.
But wouldn't it be easier if they would make the scientific names more easy?
Yeah, but there's actually protocols in how you name things in science.
Well, if they would just do it with English instead of Latin, wouldn't that be better?
Wait, you're one of those ignorant Americans who think everybody should learn English and everything has to be centered towards us.
I would rather them all just speak American, but I'll take English. Secondary. I'm open to English.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we could ask all the Commonwealth what they think, because they're the only people I care about.
You know, the only animal that it's that common names have been decided upon, and you actually scientists actually use common names, are birds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, birders, even ornithologists, people who study birds. There's a single common name for each bird that has been decided upon.
You know
Well,
what?
they're with it.
I would say that's the smartest person because they want to keep it simple. Why put all
Yep.
the letters in the alphabet in a name?
Yep.
Well, and it's like red-breasted finch.
Yeah.
That's easy. Even though, why do they call it a titmouse? Isn't that a horrible name for a bird?
Yeah. He
But
probably,
at least you don't forget the name.
you know, he's probably very embarrassed too by it.
I bet. Hopefully he doesn't know English. Maybe he speaks some other language and they're like, oh no, that means that you're like a big eagle or a little eagle. I'm trying to find my big paintbrush. I was just cleaning it.
Fish dreams.
Oh, found it.
Fish dream said, "I tried to marry a foreign guy, and I was not good enough." Yeah, probably because you couldn't speak their language. That's hard. I give props to you guys that can pronounce that Latin stuff. Oh man, I gave up.
I worked with this poor guy from Egypt. He married a girl and moved here. She was so mean to him. So mean. Okay, so I've got this piece of driftwood, and I'm going to lacquer it, and I'm going to see if it'll look wet after I get done lacquering. This is going to be the driftwood that goes with this Lacostomus.
Why don't you just say Pleco?
I meant Pleco. Gold nugget.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself, Ed.
Wow, it's so porous, this wood, it just absorbs it. It's like, it weighs like nothing. That's why I didn't ever want to put it in my fish tank.
It'd probably
There's
take
a Rico
forever.
piece.
It would take forever to sink, if at all.
Yeah, it is. It is so light, it's unbelievable. I could hit Nico over the head with it, and it wouldn't faze him.
That's still animal abuse.
Let's see it. Let's see it. Go ahead.
Nico.
Uh-oh, you disturbed him.
You're gonna get clawed in the face.
Yeah.
I'll show you. You're gonna have a bunch of cat hair on that thing.
Or he's gonna crawl over the keyboard.
Yeah, it turned the program off.
Nice. Well, that's happened before.
Well, earlier today, when the show was just started, like before the show started, there was a million Y's on there. And I was like trying to figure out which cat did it. And I realized it was the Plecostomus I stuck on top of the keyboard. So it was me. So I couldn't yell at the cats this time. And if my Uncle Bruce is there, hi, Uncle Bruce. My Aunt Donna and
Uncle
everybody
Bruce.
else from Iowa that's watching.
Uncle Bruce.
Even Matt, if you're from Iowa. Well, he is from Iowa. Oh, and if you're a fan of the Jets, I'm sorry. And we'll just leave it at that and smile.
Man. Did you hear the new rumor?
What about an old quarterback going there?
Oh yeah.
He'd have to give up his partial ownership in the Raiders, though.
Who?
Tom Brady.
No, not him.
Who you? Who?
Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh, please! They'll lose for sure.
Well, yeah, it's true. That's why Pittsburgh got rid of him.
Yeah, he wasn't ready to leave. He was, I think, asked politely, I think it's time for you to step down.
Well, Aaron Rodgers wanted to get out with a bang this year, but not a blowout.
Yeah, he went out with a bang for sure.
Go ahead, Fish Dreams. Ask your question in chat about your lemon pleco babies.
Oh yes, Fish Dreams is awesome. Fish Dreams introduced me to the world of moss.
Adam McReynolds, ask away. Just put the question in there. You never know.
What's the most common pleco that you guys have in Peru?
Depends what river. In the Italia, it's probably the green pleco, which is
it pretty?
The green spotted pleco. It's really 144 looking, but the normal, not the albino.
Cool. Wouldn't it be cool if you would have said the 303, the watermelon?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites. I just don't have a fish tank big enough.
Yeah, they have the Adonis pleco, which is beautiful as
fancy.
juveniles because they're blacks, with white spots. But they get to be about 3 feet long and they turn all black. So it's only nice as a juvenile. The L210, which is, I don't know the common name for it, but it's a black pleco with white or yellow stripes through the body. That crossway on the body, only about 5 stripes.
Now, do the people eat the plecos?
Yeah, oh yeah.
They're supposed to taste like catfish.
There's not much meat, but yeah, you'll see them in the fish market being grilled on the barbecue on the grill. And lots of times what they'll do is either eat the female eggs, the eggs in the females, or they'll put them in soups.
For flavor.
Oh, man. Sorry, Ed, but Xanadu's throwing a punch at you.
Uh-oh.
He says, Chiefs lose the Lions. Ha, 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 ha. Sorry.
I know. It could be almost like as if the Vikings lost to somebody as bad as Tampa Bay and with Baker Mayfield.
I was happy for Baker Mayfield.
I am too. But you know what? Okay, so my mom fell in love with Peyton Manning. And for like a decade and a half, every time Peyton Manning beat the Chiefs, my mom was so excited. And then her new favorite guy was going to be Baker Mayfield. Thank God. Even though I don't hate him because my mom liked him, but just glad he didn't become another Peyton Manning too. Especially for Cleveland. Nothing personal, Cleveland people.
You're right, Kenny. He will rub salt in other people's wounds, especially when he gets hit.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. It's called deflection.
Okay, you saw that question.
How can he eat?
I couldn't say that word, so I didn't really want to say it, dog. The name of that river.
Rio Zinzu. That's the river that's being dammed or has been dammed in Brazil. That Queen Arabesque, a lot of the really nice looking black and white plecos come from. Well,
Gosh, I should have just.
We do have the King Arabesque in Peru, and it's a pleco that is larger than the Queen Arabesque, no relation, but it looks just like the Queen Arabesque.
Now, how do you guys, when you find two fish that look identical, And then it turns out it didn't. Did you guys do a DNA test to find out they're two different fish?
That's normally what's happened. But if they look like the same fish, more likely there's going to be the same fish. That's in nature. You don't want to look exactly like someone else unless there's mimicry going on for some reason. But with fish,
Like snakes.
yeah, with snakes and milk snakes and coral snakes, in fish you find things that look very similar to each other, but they're found in completely different geographic regions.
This is unbelievable how it's absorbing this lacquer.
You should just dip it in there.
I know, but I was afraid it would fall apart.
Or pour it over.
I'm curious, Oinky, what's in that? Is it just a tank with plants, or do you have fish in there? I know a couple things that'll get rid of them snails.
Yeah,
a lot of cichlids will eat your plants.
Well, she has a lot of snails, so she needs something.
Loaches.
Yeah, I was going to say zebra loach. I've had two of them before, and there was snails in there. Finally, they got to the Malaysian trumpet snails too. It took them a while.
Yep.
And then I got assassin snails.
Yep.
And I am going to tell you, it takes a while, okay? But eventually it'll.
They do good. Because
they just take them a while.
Because they're after mostly the young snails.
Yeah.
They won't eat the big adult snails.
Which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've lived that long, you deserve to live longer.
Yeah. Any advice on taking photos of fish in aquariums or out in the wild easily for education? If you're going to do it in an aquarium, make sure your background's black.
And your light comes from the top of the tank, not through the glass.
Oh, are you taking photos of the tank or of the fish?
Fish in the tanks. Yeah.
My biggest tip for fish photos is to make sure that your lens is flush against the glass. So that way there's no way that the light will be able to reflect into the glass.
Yeah.
So if you can even like put a rubber cup on your lens, that way, if you have like a fancier focus, or otherwise just put your lens directly against it.
And make sure the glass is clean.
Yeah, that's a good one.
No, how many times have you seen photos of, fish that people show on YouTube and stuff that you can see the water spots on the glass?
All the time.
Yeah, it's mine too. I mean, but someone who really wants to showcase their fish, they will make sure that front glass is super clean.
If you can't look past that, you're not a real fish keeper.
That's.
I'm just saying. I'm about to start fighting on that. I know, but
maybe you want to recruit people that aren't fish keepers into the hobby. And right now they're just picky water snobs.
Jesus. No, I'm just saying. I mean, I get it. Like, if you're going to be getting ready to do a video or something, I understand it. But if you're just sitting around and you're looking in your fish room and you see something cool and you want to do a short, you might as well get used to the water spots, because I'm not cleaning glass all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, my fish store wanted me to thank Sean Peck today because he put out a video of their fish store and it looks amazing. They love it, but they were embarrassed by all the water spots and the algae and things in their tanks. And so he said that that's going to influence him from this day forward. Well, when he's watched it, to keep his tanks crystal clear or clean. And that's what he was doing today. He was keeping them all, his planted tanks, really pretty and arranging them.
Here's the thing, though. with a fish store, to me, if that, it's going to be hard to keep them tanks crystal clear whenever you're constantly going in there catching fish.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. I think it was more the algae that he's embarrassed about.
Oh,
Yeah, in my tanks, if I clean algae, it's only off the front glass. The side glass, the back glass. I,
See, I look at that as a bonus. I
Yeah.
like that algae.
Yeah.
Now, my mom has a problem with it. Every time she comes to visit my fish room, she's like, why can't you get that green goopy stuff off the sides of your tanks? It's like, you're the only person I know that bends their head around the thing and looks through the sides. You're supposed to be looking at the fish, not the sides. But I love my mommy, so.
I used to be a stickler on that, right? But the only tank right now that got algae growing like crazy is the Star Sapphire cichlid tank. And
you know what?
I'm not
We're
going.
over an hour.
I'm not going tonight.
Oh, okay.
I work tomorrow. So I was like, I was going to get, I was just going to start scrubbing the heck out of it. And I said, you know what? The back glass, I'm leaving it.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it this. Well, I think what I'll do is the back glass and the one side piece I'm going to leave, because when you walk through this doorway over here, you see the side glass, so you can look in that way, and then you'll have the front. I think that's what I'm going to do, because when this tank behind me was bad for it too. Not so much now because it don't have big fish in it. So I think I'm going to leave it like that just to see what happens, because I never did it before. I never just let it go.
Now, maybe blackbeard algae, but
I had that in one tank. It was a betta tank, and all of a sudden it just disappeared. I don't know. It was there. Then
What do you think?
wait a half hour and it won't be shiny. Because it'll absorb all that lacquer.
I'll give it a second coat.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll at least fill in most of what'll absorb it.
You'll probably have to do 3 coats on that.
It might. It's awfully thick, but it's all good.
Well,
I just got to get it done today. Or I got to get it done tomorrow.
But
why do you have to get it done tomorrow?
I want to pack it.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow.
That's right. You said that. Yeah.
It's just I'm going to have to leave the fish room, for a whole week without anybody taking care of it. So I'm going to overfeed this weekend and try to make sure if I've got fry, maybe even pull some of the fry and put them in just tanks on their own. I don't know. So it's just such a bummer because I've got my tubs. I was going to take all the fish out of the tubs this weekend and bring them in. But I've got literally thousands this year. It's been my best crop I've ever had of guppies. And I think it's because it never got hot this year. It's been such a cool summer. But we're going to be dropping down into the 60s at night while I'm in Pennsylvania. And I think I'm going to just let it go. I used to, I don't use, normally when I go into October, what I do is I drop heaters in and put blankets over the tops of the tanks to keep the heat in at night, so I can get a little more out of them, because it'll still get, we still might have 80 still in October here too. Yeah. So, glasses.
Yeah, I gotta tear. I'm waiting until we get back from the clash. I'm gonna tear mine down. I probably should do it this week, but I got too much other. Like you said, you got a bunch of stuff to do before. I'm gonna start tomorrow on water changes on all my tanks, and then make sure they're getting fed every day, because I don't feed fish every day. So I'm gonna gut load them until I leave, and I ain't gonna have anybody worry about feeding them while I'm gone. It's only what?
We mail them in bags and bottles for a week at a time. They don't die.
It'll be 5 days. So I'll come back Sunday and I'll feed them. So I ain't worried about it.
Yeah, 5 days is nothing.
Well, if I have any money left over afterwards, I'll ship those guppies to you.
No, I don't want the rejects, the ones you have left over. Bunch of rejects.
No,
Yeah.
that's not what he's saying.
That's what he says. If he has any left over, like the
Money.
ones that
Money.
people don't
No,
want.
I meant money.
He meant money to ship fish.
Oh, today my mom dad's car broke down.
Oh no!
It needs a new starter and a new battery.
See,
So
wait. See,
but-
you should have got one of those warranties that you would get the robocalls for all the time.
well, they're gonna rent a car. There's this deal where there's people that rent their cars
Yeah.
for $50 a day. So they're gonna rent. I think they're thinking about a BMW to drive to Ohio, Kentucky.
Going in style.
Yeah.
If they're going to see relatives, the relatives gonna say, "Man, you're moving up in the world, aren't you? You win the lottery."
They're visiting their Vietnam friends.
We didn't know they had that down in the South.
Yeah.
Them Beamers.
Yeah. It's funny. But for $50 a day, you might as well pick what you want.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know, right?
But if that could be a pretty lucrative deal, if you could buy cars and just rent them, I wonder how many years they're good at being rented. But
Well-
–
It all depends on the driver that's driving them.
Yep.
yeah.
And
You
how
wanna
many miles they drive.
Yeah. Well, that's what I kept telling them is you better make sure they know that you're driving it, up north. But then once they get there, they probably won't drive at all.
Yeah.
They're going to stay. They're renting some cabin somewhere and they're probably just going to play games all the time and talk. Because they live in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So they're just going to come and meet halfway. But yeah, their name is Bill and Karen Carey. And Mom Dad said if I would have been a girl, my name was going to be Carrie after them. But I turned out to be a boy.
So they named you Chattanooga instead.
Yep. And that's why I'm so chatty.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yep. Boy, well, tonight's been a fun night.
It was good.
Does anybody else have any more questions or anything? Because
Well, there
we
is.
will take them.
Fish Stream says, I have a white bacterial bloom. My 40-gallon is about to drive. Oh, it just jumped. Oh, drive me and saying I need a UV sterilizer ASAP. Ridiculous? No. Shut the lights off to it for a while and don't feed for a few days. Don't
Water change.
And yeah, do your water changes, but don't feed and keep the lights off in it. I had that happen to me, and man, it was bad. So I still only did like 25% water changes every other day because I didn't really want to mess it up. But you could do a 50% water change, but cut the light off, keep it dark, and don't feed for a couple of days. That should help it out. Also with your water changes.
Ian, there's tons of whiptails in Iquitos. Tons.
Ooh.
Tons.
How many different types of whiptails?
At least 1 million.
Oh, wow.
Freaking Paul Soteris said he'll be driving the Beetle up, so I can't bring any tanks back. That's fine. Just put it in for him anyways. I got my truck.
Yeah.
I'll take
Yeah,
it.
put them in the back of my truck. I'll be
You
driving
always
halfway
rent-
down.
Go to
No,
U-Haul, rent a trailer. They can hook it up to a Beetle.
Don't listen to them two. You're gonna put them in the bed of my truck, and they can come to my house. It's okay.
Or they'll stay at your house for a while, won't they? A couple years?
Yeah,
You'll check them out, make sure they don't leak.
yeah. I'll make sure they're well maintained. keep the silicone fresh.
Yeah, that's right. You don't have to dry out.
There is a pizza place right not too far from the hotel that I was told was pretty good. Don't ask me the name; I don't remember it.
How about the Morgan City Pizza?
Well, there's a bar up the road that has all you can eat wings on Thursday night, or it's wing night Thursday nights. So I think we're going to try to go there Thursday night.
All you can eat wings.
But I have
like
my
50
show,
bucks.
and Skipper, are you going to do your show after my show next week?
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
So we
Don't
may
ask-
not be able to. I
Don't
know
ask me to
what's
come
gonna
on.
go
I'll be too jealous.
Honestly, probably not, because I want to enjoy myself.
We may have to order pizza that night because it might be too hard to go to a bar. And then Foxy Roxy is going to be doing a live stream.
That ain't going to stop me from going. I don't know. We'll see what. I don't know. Probably not. I know I ain't going to. I'm on vacation. Not really. I'll be working, but I'll probably be hurting Thursday.
You're doing a lot of work.
Advil, ibuprofen.
Hey, were they happy they caught that guy?
Oh man, he had a hole in his head too. The dog bit him. That is great. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that, but it was.
The guy that ran away, the dog got him?
Yeah, the Brazilian guy. It bit him in the leg and the head.
Right on top of the head, he had a hole in his head from it. It was, hey, stupid is as stupid does. You think you can get away with it in the jungle, but you ain't getting away with it in the forest here.
Nope.
It's not as dense. They're gonna get you one way or the other.
Well, he sounded like a pretty bad guy. He murdered people down there too.
Yep.
Yeah, he did, and he got away. That's how he got up here. He left Brazil. He fled the country, got up here. We all know how. I ain't getting into that. And then he got up here to Pennsylvania. He did it again. But here's the kicker. That guy escaped. How he escaped, somebody, I think it was like a couple months ago, did the same place, the exact same spot.
Yeah.
So that county needs to get their heads out of their butt and fire some people and do some modifications to their building because you're supposed to be keeping people in and people out. But
He didn't look like the type of guy that was a creep.
Well, Skipper doesn't look like a creep, but we know he is.
I'm going to keep that comment to myself.
Yeah, I'm going to hold my comment too. Poor Skipper.
And something look at that. He looks like a creep, but he's a nice guy.
Yeah. I babysit a bunch of them, so.
I was at Aquashella and I was handing candy to kids, and this one guy said, the only place you can take candy from a guy with a red beard is at Aquashella. Never take it candy from
That's
a
right.
guy that looks like that anywhere else.
Exactly.
A red beard wearing a bandana.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably. Tell you right now, you did that on the streets around here, you will probably. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. I do plan
I was
on.
asking kids trivia questions.
Wow. I do plan on streaming Sunday though. Hopefully nothing comes up, but I do plan on streaming Sunday. All right, Oinky.
Awesome possum. Now, did you hear about that? Oh, poor Nico's coughing up a hairball.
Good
Poor
night,
buddy.
Fish Mom.
Ew, that was a gross one. There's a lot of food with it too.
Don't barf.
That's why Papa shouldn't be giving you milk. Ah,
Oh, his
he
mouth.
knows that my dad will give him milk if he meows at him, because my dad's a softie.
Is your mouth watering right now? Smelling that? You ain't gonna throw up, are you?
I'm trying not to look at it, even though it's like right in my line of sight. I'm pretty good when it comes to cat barf.
Mm.
It's common. So
But this one's awfully goopy. Fur balls are so much easier. But I really wish my dad would lower the milk intake.
And I
I
think
need
it's
to
about
remind
time
him
for me
again.
to go.
But I mean, they're just like kids and dogs and stuff. If they know one person they can trick to do something, they do it.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Now Nico's looking at the barf and looking at me like, "You're gonna clean it up now?" Now, if he could have done it 2 feet over on the hard floor, instead he did it on my carpet.
Well, why would he make it easy for you?
They never make it easy.
That's what you get for hitting him with that wood earlier.
That's right.
I saw the evil look in his eye because I'm going to get him. He did that on purpose. Payback. Are you poking him?
He's walked off now. He's probably getting a drink of water.
Well, Ed, I think it's time to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm with you.
Does it look like a snowball or a gold nugget?
Looks like a gold nugget. That looks like a snowball.
That looks like a confused fish.
That's right.
It's like me. It's a quarter something else.
Heinz 57.
Well, thank you guys for coming on and hanging out with me, Dr. Anthony and
No
Skipper.
problem.
You guys are so
Anytime.
cool.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
You're
And
welcome.
if James is still there, thank you for hooking us up so I was able to get on tonight. I didn't know how to log. It was just logging in was the problem. Even though now I probably don't know how to get back on to Kenny's when that day comes tomorrow. But we'll figure that out tomorrow, Kenny. And thank you to all my mods. You guys are amazing. I didn't hear anybody yelling or getting mad or anything. So thank you for that. Thank you, all my members. You guys make it so I can afford to make this fun stuff and do things. And I really appreciate that. Thank you, Super Chatters. And thank you just everybody for coming and having fun. Next week will be a fun one at Aquashell. We're just going to be probably sitting there having everybody at the show just show up and come. And then on Saturday morning.
Clash.
What's that?
Clash. You said Aquashella, but it's the Clash.
Oh, yeah, at the Clash. Aquashell is normally quieter on the Thursday night because nobody's in the hall except for like the workers. So I always get Grant and Shelby because they're workers. But it'll be fun, guys, next week a lot. We'll do a live stream with Rico walking through the place, and I'll take like $10. You guys can tell me what to buy at the vendors, and I'll buy whatever like the majority vote is. I think that's kind of fun. And I guess we're not going to be on your show next. Dr. Anthony, are you still doing a show or going to start doing a show again?
I will start once my back is better, in better shape. I go
Awesome.
The 25th to get an epidural, have some work done on the back. So hopefully after that, it'll be A-okay.
Well, I had set my alarm on my clock to let me know on Wednesdays, and the first time it came up, you hurt yourself. You haven't done one. It's like, oh, I finally figured out a way to make sure I didn't miss it.
You
But you
jinxed
guys,
me.
if you haven't, check out Dr. Anthony's show. It's really you learn a lot and it's fun. And then Rico, you do a show.
Rico, hey Rico.
Rico's not here. What? Oh, that's Nico. No, Skipper, you do your show on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm
Are
gonna
you
do
gonna be
it this
doing one
Sunday.
this Sunday or?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do one this Sunday.
Awesome.
You know who you're gonna have on?
No,
Oh, okay. Okay. It'll be a surprise to all of us.
it'll probably be a surprise to me too.
Okay.
No, I have
Well,
an
if the
idea.
Chiefs aren't playing, I'll come on with you if you want me.
Well, if they're playing the lines, you might as well just have them watch anyways.
I know. I'll just be in my closet crying.
The Steelers lost too, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but they lost to a really good team. Steelers are going to get better. But guys, we won't talk football. If you want to talk football, catch us on the Ace Network tomorrow at 10:30 my time, some other time if you're in a different time zone.
That's right.
I'll catch y'all. Oh, I don't know where my mouse is. I can't even turn this off. There it is.
Nico
Bye.
stole it.